Although things are changing, some things just do not change. They do not go out of style. So let's talk about it. If you're new here, I'm Laura, and this is Executive Her. On this channel, I help women navigate their professional paths through modern elegance, grace, and sophisticated style. Ladies, before we get into the video, let me just share with you this dress that I am wearing because I think this is a good one. This is a dress from Target. It is a collaboration between Target and Diane von Furstenberg. Now, she is one of my favorite designers. She does classic clothing, and this is one of her signature wrap dresses. I think that this is gorgeous. I think for the price, it is a good one. So with this dress, of course, it is extremely versatile. You can wear this in the daytime if you're going to brunch or you have an event in the day. You could wear it to work. You could also put a blazer over this if you want it. So you could take the blazer off and wear this at night as well. So this is very versatile, and for the price, I think it's about $50. This is a good one. So check it out. If you haven't seen this collaboration with Target yet, I think that this is a good one. Now, ladies, let's talk about basic etiquette rules. Basic etiquette rules do not go out of style, ladies, and I know things are constantly changing, and it seems like we are on warp speed. Every day something's new, something's different, everyone is on edge, everything is happening. The basic etiquette rules haven't changed, and they are not going to change anytime soon. So don't believe the hype of this is just old-fashioned. It is not. If you know basic etiquette, you are going to stand out from everyone else, because right now a lot of people are not utilizing what our mothers, grandmothers, sister, friends have taught us. So ladies, the first tip is to make sure that you're not oversharing personal information, and that is personal information about yourself or about someone else. I was recently at this dinner, and there was this young lady there who happens to be a pilot, which is amazing in and of itself. And it was a formal event. She didn't know any of us, we didn't know her, and she started talking. And by the time she'd finished, we knew everything about her living boyfriend, whom she said did not have a career, had tried all of these jobs but can't get anything right, nothing ever sticks, has no motivation, has no drive. And she went on and on and on. She started talking about their sex life, started talking about whether or not she thought they would get married, how her parents didn't like him. And it was so uncomfortable. All of us were standing there thinking, one, why is she dating this guy? That's a conversation for a different day. And two, why is she sharing all of this with us and she doesn't know us at all? And three, this is extremely inappropriate. We all are uncomfortable, and we all felt badly for her because she didn't know. So ladies, when it comes to just basic etiquette, do not share your personal business. It is called personal for a reason. Other people don't need to know all things about you, especially people you've never met. So when it comes to your personal business, keep that to yourself. Do not share it unless you are talking to a friend or someone you trust, someone you're extremely familiar with. Also, don't share personal information about other people, because it's not fair, especially in her case. She's talking about this boyfriend. It's not fair to him because he wasn't there to defend himself or to give his side of the story, so to speak. Not only that, but it's his story to tell. It wasn't hers. So don't share information about other people because it's not your story to tell. And then when you do that, you're gossiping. And in her case, she was being extremely negative. It's never a good idea to share any personal information about yourself or someone else. Next on the list, ladies, is you want to make sure that you're always dressing appropriately. If you've been watching the news, there was a story recently about Jeff Bezos' fiance, Lauren Sanchez. Now, she had gone to a dinner at the White House. Now, let's talk about this dress she has on. The dress is a beautiful dress. The color red is very seductive, and it actually looks good on her skin tone. Now, her body is beautiful because clearly she is in shape. And so, of course, this dress fits her very well. Now, let's talk about the cons of this dress. And ladies, let me just say, just because you have money, money doesn't buy elegance. Money does not buy class. With this dress, it is so inappropriate. It is see-through, and she is at a dinner at the White House, the most powerful position in the United States, with the president and his wife. And I think it was the president or prime minister of Japan that was at this dinner. So she's with these two heads of state, and she has on this dress that is see-through, and she has too much of her cleavage exposed. Again, money doesn't buy elegance, nor does it buy class. This is extremely inappropriate. When it comes to being elegant, less is always more. And in her case, less it would be perfect because one, she has a great body, so she could wear probably almost anything. And two, it was unnecessary. Why? What was the point of showing all of her body during this dinner? It is dinner. She's not at a nightclub. She's not hanging out with her friends. This is at a state dinner. So ladies, you want to make sure that you are appropriate in what you are wearing. Make sure you wear what's appropriate for the right occasion. Next on our list, ladies, when it comes to just basic etiquette rules, you want to make sure that you are practicing good table manners. I was at this formal event not too long ago, and this couple received their food. They were served prior to everyone else being served. Now, as the plates are coming out, it was about 8 of us at the table. As they're coming out, no one's eating. We're all waiting until the last plate was served. Now, by the time everyone got their food, this couple who had received their plates first, their food, they had started eating immediately. By the time everyone else got their food, they were finished completely. You should have seen the looks on their face when they realized that no one else started eating but them. The color drained out of their faces because they realized that they were inappropriate. They didn't realize that you never start eating before everyone at the table is served. These are basic table manners, ladies, that you do have to learn and you should know. Not just that, but when it comes to table manners, you want to know the right utensils to use. You want to make sure you're not putting on lipstick at the table. You want to make sure that you're not answering and holding a conversation on your phone at the table. These are basic rules, ladies, that you want to practice, you want to know, so when you are out, you don't create these kinds of faux pas. Now let's move into talking on your cell phone. And when it comes to talking on your cell phone, be mindful of your voice in terms of tone. Don't shout into the phone, and don't put the other person on speaker. No one wants to hear your conversation. It is a private conversation. It should be between you and whomever's on the phone. People don't want to hear it. And also, no one wants to hear you screaming in the phone. We don't want to hear the conversation. Remember, when it comes to elegance, you want to make sure that your voice is at a moderate tone where the person on the phone can hear you, but that everyone else in the room cannot. Also, ladies, when it comes to your phone, be mindful of where you are when you accept a call. If you need to take a call, step away, step to the side, just step out of the crowd so that one, you can hear the conversation. Two, no one else can hear your conversation because we don't want to. And three, it's just the proper thing to do because it's respectful of other people. Because remember, you're sharing the same space. So be mindful of that. All right, ladies, next on the list, ladies, is to respect someone's personal space. Now, we all have personal space. And sometimes when people invade that personal space, it can, of course, denote negative things. Sometimes you can feel as if someone's invading your space because they're hitting on you or they're coming on to you. Sometimes you can be fearful because they're so close, you detect danger. You just want to make sure that you are mindful of personal space because it is off-putting. It can denote a number of things, sometimes things that you're not intending, but it just happens because you're in someone's personal space. Also, personal space can sometimes be very cultural. Some cultures don't really practice the same personal space as we tend to in the United States. Be mindful of that. But when it comes to personal space, pay attention to the other person because if you are moving a little too close and they start to pull back, that can signal to you that they're a little uncomfortable. If you start moving toward them or you're standing close to them and they step back, that can signal that you're too close to them. And if they do, step back a little to give them a little space because you want to be mindful of that and you would want them to be mindful of that with you as well. Okay, ladies, next we want to be mindful of conversations and language. First of all, do not use those four-letter words or any inappropriate words that should not be used in general conversation, especially when you are with people that you do not know. Also, when you're cursing and using foul language, that's not elegant at all. Profanity is never elegant. It really does take away from your overall beauty. So be mindful of the words or the language that you use, but also the conversations. There are certain topics that you really want to stay away from, especially now when everything is kind of volatile. For example, politics. This has always been a rule. I think we should practice it more so now with the current climate, current situation. Just stay away from it in mixed company. If you do not know people, if you are not familiar with them, just do not have these conversations, because it just leads to some place that you probably don't want to go, and it can become extremely volatile. So just be careful of the language that you're using, because you don't want it to take away from your elegance, but you also want to be very mindful of the conversations. Different topics are just off limits. Next, you want to make sure that you are greeting people with phrases such as hello or hi or how are you, or when they're leaving, farewell phrases like bye, see you soon, or see you later, or it was fun. Anything that is appropriate. You just want to make sure that you are greeting people with these phrases, because it just signals that you are happy to see someone when you greet them, especially if you do it with a smile, and that you are acknowledging the fact that they're leaving now. So these are basic phrases, but they do mean a lot to people. So make sure that you are still using these phrases. Do not grunt at people or give them a head nod or give them a thumbs up when they're getting ready to leave. None of those things are elegant. You want to make sure that you're actually using words, and these are the appropriate phrases to use. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Things are changing. They are constantly, but these are some basic things that just never go out of style. Leave a comment down below. We love to keep the conversation going. Don't forget to like the video and to share the video with other people who may enjoy these topics as well. Also, ladies, subscribe to the channel if you have not. As always, I'll see you next time.